Welcome back to No Man's Sky, everyone. Jason here, and today's video is going to be more of a wish list, a list of things that I would love to see come to No Man's Sky. And to keep it interesting, I'm going to try to keep the updates, the items I want to see in the game, realistic and something I can possibly see them doing, because you know, a lot of people, when they ask for things in No Man's Sky, they're like, oh, we need like the ship builder in Starfield. We need to be able to build our ships from scratch. I don't think that's going to be possible. And so I'm going to rule all that kind of stuff out. Oh, they need to add in 10 different races. Okay. We're going to try to keep it lower, like feasible. Like, okay, these are some things that they could throw in, and I would love it if they added it to the game. So the first thing we're going to talk about is I would love to see more unique ship upgrades. So if you've been a long time No Man's Sky player, you know that back in the day, every ship had a specialization and it mattered. Like, they still have them, but it doesn't really matter as much. Like, you know that fighters do more damage than any other ship. However, once you stack in a whole bunch of upgrades, every ship does tons of damage. You don't really need that unique flavor. So what if, like, for instance, we'll take the example of, in these solars, we actually have something called a Vesper sail. This is a unique upgrade. It only can work in solar ships, and you cannot remove it. You cannot take it out. You can move it around, but it cannot be put in any other ship. I can't put this in a fighter. I can't put it in a shuttle. It is only in solar ships. And you see, it has unique abilities on it. A pulse drive fuel efficiency upgrade, boost upgrade, automatic charging on your pulse engine, maneuverability. So it gives you really cool stats on your solar ship. What if we had one for every ship type? And we talked about this on a stream, and we had so many amazing ideas, and I'm not going to be able to remember who said what, but I know that we were trying to theorize and storm like different ideas and upgrades we could put. You know, and another example that I think is not as good is like Sentinel ships. I have a Sentinel ship right here. They have a Sentinel cannon, which is, it's basically a photon cannon. It's the same exact weapon, except it fires faster. So it does the same damage, you know, all that kind of, well, I mean, overall it does more damage because it's firing more bullets per second, but you know what I mean. It's not unique in any way. It's just called a Sentinel cannon, and it fires a little bit faster. I want something really unique, like the Vesper sail. So some of the ideas we came up with, and it is amazing, you guys, seriously. What if on Explorer ships, we were able to get or go to any system automatically? Like, they have an Explorer upgrade on the Explorer ships because they get the most distance, and they're called Explorers because they are used to explore the galaxy. So if they had a unique upgrade of, look, you can go to any star, you can go to a red, a green, a blue, automatically you don't have to worry about getting any other hyperdrive upgrades, that would be amazing. And what if it was attached to the level of your ship? So like in the, for instance, for the solars, what if these stats went up? Like, it starts off on a C class, it starts really low. And then as you upgrade your class, your upgrade itself goes up as well. So if in the Explorer example, in a C class Explorer could only go to yellow and red stars, cadmium, you know, gets the cadmium drive. But if you upgrade it to a B class, it'll go to yellow, red, and green. And then if you go to an A class, it'll go to all the stars, yellow, green, red, and blue. And then the final piece of it would be on an S-class upgrade, you can go farther. Like, it gives you a big boost in your hyperdrive range. That would be an amazing upgrade just for the Explorers. You can't, it'll be just like the Vesper sail. You can't take it out, you cannot move it. It only works in an Explorer ship. And every ship had those, you know? You can do like, one of the examples that we came up with was in a fighter. I love, you guys know I love fighters. They look the best. I still think they're one of the best looking ships in the game. But for instance, you get a cool fighter like this. All right? But because they're supposed to be like damage focused because they're a fighter ship, right? What if they had a weapon cooling system? So you can actually install a weapon cooler that will actually let you fire your weapon for longer. And it doesn't matter which weapon it is, it's a weapon cooling, so it does all weapons. Doesn't matter if you have a rocket launcher, if you have a photon cannon, cyclotron, ballista, whatever. Does not matter what the weapon is, it cools down all of your weapons. And again, it's based off of your class. So a C class, it's like 10%. When you go to B, it's 20. And it goes all the way up to 50% cooling. That way you can fire for a lot longer before your weapons overheat. There are amazing, amazing things that you can do with this. You know, and the idea of what we had for an exotic, because exotics are special. They're supposed to be the jack of all trades. What if the exotics had a randomized upgrade, but it was one of the others? So it could have the explorer upgrade, where you can go to any star system automatically. Or it could have the fighter upgrade, where it has a weapon cooler, but it can only have one at a time. Like, you're able to install it, but you can only have one. If you have two, it'll overload and you can't do it. That way it's not it's not OP, it's not crazy overpowered. I would love to see unique aspects to these starships, because I feel like a lot of people, they choose whichever one they think looks the best, and they're not using starships for their purpose. You know, haulers back in the day, that was the only ship that had the maximum capacity, the maximum inventory. You had to get a hauler. Now you can upgrade all your ships to have that inventory size. So if you made haulers unique and said, hey, look, they have shielded cargo. They have a technology upgrade to where all of their cargo is shielded, so you can never be scanned by an enemy. Or we can base it off your level. So a C class has a 25% chance of not being scanned. If you upgrade to a B, it's 50. An A, it's 75. And if you go to an S class, you will never be scanned, or an enemy scan will never work. It'll always fail. That would be amazing. That would make it unique, because then you're like, oh, I probably want to use a hauler now, because I'll never be scanned by pirates. They'll never attack me because they'll never know what I have. That would be freaking amazing, and I would love that. And the next thing I would love to see them implement is a better star, or a better, oh God, what is that called? Space station. Let's jump over to the space stations. So let's talk space stations. I really hope that in 2024, No Man's Sky overhauls the floor plan and how space stations look. Now, we did have a little bit of a teaser earlier in 2023. I think it was in February or March of 2023. Someone found amazing game files that were left over in the game of new space station exteriors, the outside of these space stations. They changed them all up. They looked really cool. I want new interiors. So this is what the space stations look like in original No Man's Sky. You can go see them right now. Any abandoned space station is going to look like this. This is the original look 2016 space stations. So it wasn't red, it was blue. You know what I mean, though. But it was like this. It was very barren. There was not a lot out here. It was kind of, boring. When you go up here, there would be one alien that was sitting down at a desk right over here. And that was it. You would have one alien in here, and that was it. So then you fast forward to 2020, or actually, I think it was the next update. It was 2018, I believe. I could be wrong on that. They actually updated the floor plan a little bit. It still looks the same, but it's like our current space stations. So this is a current space station, which is cool. I mean, look at, we have a lot more room. They threw in a whole bunch of like tables, and it looks like it's actually like active. Like there's aliens here. They walk around now. In 2018, they would not walk around. They stood still. Now they kind of walk around. It's very, very cool. I like it, except it feels like it's the same. We have a lot more items that we could use, a lot more of the floor plan that we could use for other things. So I would say, hey, look, expand this out. And what I would love to see is separate areas for everything. So what I mean by that is you have a little, our cartographer over here, cartographer. What if he had his own little shop over here in the corner? And it was a little bit larger. You walk in, instead of him being in a little locked off room like this, What if he had his own desk and you can walk around it, and you can kind of talk to him and everything like that? He had some stuff on the walls. You could actually go in there and look at it, and then you could talk to him. Or you can put in, like the guild, the envoys, all that stuff, and kind of spread it out a little bit more. Make it more open and airy in here. But, we have this. Nobody comes over here. What is this room for, you guys? What is this room for? Nobody comes back here anymore. Like, this is dead air. Get rid of this, open it out, expand it out, and let the shops kind of breathe a little bit. Because no one comes back here. You can't do anything. There's never any aliens back here. This room is just useless. Unless they're planning on adding another shop, maybe? I don't know. But, I would just get rid of this. Expand out this floor plan and make it more open. Add more shops. And you can, because it feels like they kind of ripped off the scrap dealer. If you guys did not know, before the Desolation update, there was no scrap dealer. This guy did not exist. This guy in a tent. And all of a sudden, overnight, there was an update, and then he just showed up. And it's like, dude, the crap? He just gets thrown in a tent over here on the side. It feels like he's a homeless man. Like, what are you doing? Why not gift this tent? Why not? You could have just slapped him in that room over there. Why didn't you do that? But we could just do that. Expand out the floor plan, move this poor guy in his tent, give him a huge area over there. And that way we have a little bit more organization, because it feels like he's just kind of thrown out in the middle of nowhere. And then expand these out. So we now have a multi-tool scrapper, right? We can go scrap multi-tools, except you can only do it on the space anomaly. What the heck? Why? Expand this floor plan out, put the multi-tool seller over here, put him in a big corner, open up this area. Again, we have another room over here. This one at least has aliens in it. They kind of sit here all the time, but still, they're just sitting there. Why not just use this as a marketplace? Put the multi-tool market guy in here. Have the multi-tool scrapper over here. Have all that. Expand it out. Give him more room. And because you move him over, you can expand out the ship customizing, the ship shop. That way, I mean, I don't want to dream too big, but if you give it more room, maybe you can slap the upgrade station. You can put it over here and allow us to customize our ship. I know it'll be crazy. I don't think it's gonna be, hey, we can change out the wings and stuff like that, but allow us to change out the colors. Give us a kiosk. Expand it out a little bit. Give us a kiosk that we can upgrade the inventory, upgrade the class, but also upgrade the colors. Like change out to, from that green and white, make it into purple and red or whatever. Let us customize our ships, at least the colors and the decals. Maybe not the wings, maybe not the landing gear, the engine. I get it. It's going to be hard, but at least the colors. And I mean, you could do the same thing over here. Just expand it out and blow it up a little bit more. Make it use more room, because it feels like every time they add more content to the game, they don't change the floor plan. They just throw it somewhere. Like this. They added in the ship upgrader, the outfitting unit, and they just slapped it down here in the middle of nowhere. And it's like, what? Okay, the upgrade station is not nearby the upgrade store? Why not? It feels like they should be close together, but they didn't have room. They were like, well, whatever. Boom, slap it down. You can also, in the center, you can, in this area right here, you could put all those markets that we have on the space anomaly, put them here. Let us buy our base building stuff. Let that be here. We're gonna move the scrap dealer over to the other side, so this whole section, you can turn it into that marketplace that's on in the back of the space anomaly. Let us buy, all of our stuff in there. Boom, right here. That would be really, really cool. I would love to see a new floor plan for space stations and exterior as well. Make sure the outside looks really cool and spacious too. That would be freaking phenomenal. I would love to see that. And finally, the last thing I really, really want them to go through and kind of redo, would be multi-tools. So right now, we have different multi-tools. Like right now, I'm using the Sentinel multi-tool. It looks cool. It's awesome, but all the weapons, all the cool stuff in here are the same. Why not? I mean, I will say we do have these Sentinel multi-tools have a hijack laser instead of a mining beam, but it's essentially the same thing. Again, you do it just like the spaceships. add in a cool, unique item to every one of them. So like if I'm using a, if I'm using a staff, make sure this staff has a unique upgrade that you can't get on anything else. Because they have mining beam. That's it. Why not have a unique staff laser? Or not even a staff laser. What if it was a staff crystal and it was a free upgrade for your mining beam? Like it's a unique just for your staff. You have a crystal that goes in there and it makes your mining beam more powerful or overheat less or something like that. Again, a unique upgrade that makes every multi-tool different. We kind of have that again with the Sentinel multi-tools. We have the hijacked laser. It's still just a laser. It doesn't have any unique abilities or anything like that. With the new Atlas multi-tools, they have a runic lens and it technically can be used as a cloaking device. So you can do that. So there is a way to do it. I wish they would go back and instead of just adding it to the new multi-tools, give all the multi-tools that. If I go back and I go in and I'm playing around with an experimental, give me one of those. Get Royal multi-tools. Make sure Royal multi-tools have a unique upgrade. They don't. It's just a regular multi-tool. They have unique stats. Depending on your multi-tool, you might have better damage or better scanning range, but that doesn't really differentiate them as enough to me. I want, like with a Royal multi-tool, what if Royal multi-tools, they had a jetpack boost? So it would work in conjunction with your jetpack. So you can actually fly farther or faster, or it recharges faster or something like that. That would be really cool. It would work with your jetpack. Or an alien multi-tool. It would take anything. Like it has a recycle upgrade. So if you don't have a unique material, like right now, if I want to recharge my mining beam, I can only use carbon and, phosphorus. But what if I had a recycler attached to it? It only works on alien multi-tools, but you can use anything to recharge. That way, it's just like a recycling thing. You put anything in and it uses that energy. That would be really, really cool. And it would make it say, hey, I only use alien multi-tools because they have the recycler and that thing is awesome, or whatever. I only use Royal multi-tools because I love my jetpack, or whatever your personal choice would be. It would really, really make them unique and actually make them worth it. Because right now, people, again, it's basically like fashion No Man's Sky. You're only getting the stuff that looks cool. You're not getting it because any of the unique items are on it or any unique stats. You're not using a fighter because it does more damage. Not for the most part. Most people are like, look, I just like the cool look of it. But if there was some cool ability on there, it would really, really make all the different multi-tools and starships useful. So hopefully you guys kind of like me rambling a little bit. It's a little bit longer than I thought it was going to be. Holy cow. I thought this was only going to be like a 10-minute long video. Hopefully you guys like the rambling. If you did, hit that like button. And hopefully we get an update soon. I'm still waiting on that update. So I will see you guys probably with the next update or next time, whenever you guys want to tune in and watch me be crazy and ramble on a little bit. So I'll see you guys next time.